Hello everyone, welcome to number 4. Oh, we're almost there at the top 3. Number 3 is going to be special. The voice behind spooky, scary cameraman, little spooky ghost cameraman, my brother will be talking about the third one, as that is a game he likes a lot more. But it is also now, since this is before the top 3, I will do honorable mentions right now. I will, and not instead of now, at the end. Haha. But for now, let's talk about since spooky cameraman ain't. I would really like to talk about a phantom though. So here, Vex, which for one thing, the monsters you have to fight within this game, they are very unsettling, for one thing, and a manual for this one as well. So, it's a collection game, alright? It's collect all the thing game. Specifically, you have to collect the still beating hearts of wraiths. That is the point of the game, collecting wraith hearts. Yeah, you understand why, even though this has beautiful scenery for PlayStation 2, like, it's not Shadow of the Colossus, but it's decent. Like, if we go back to number 9 was a game that had very dark elements, and that was mostly real pretty. This has that too, except just like Dark Cloud, in its final area, it gets dark as fuck. Like, the two final areas. First, the final area, which you don't even have to do if you collect enough Wraith Hearts from the other. From, like, the other. No, I actually have to remember counting on that, but if you collect enough Wraith Hearts, you don't have to go to the Wraith home kind of it. You don't have to go to the Wraith base, alright? But you still have to go to their home dimension and fight the big bad guy. And no, this ties in to the Hobbit one. Fuck off, spiders. Here, how do you know your game the guy who made the game that you're playing wants you to fuck off? They make a spider enemy. But Vex, this is the final boss. Each attack does 3 damage to you. So, yeah, but the final boss is the fuck off spider of this game. Like, because his second form is a fuck off spider. But, not at least for Vex, then it's at the end. So, you don't have to worry. But anyways, now, I have to read this thing. His world overthrown, his people imprisoned, his family murdered, Astura's slave turned savior has one thing on his mind: revenge. Armed with his Astani war talons and his cocky, fearless determination, Vex will stop at nothing to overthrow the evil dark Yabu and bring peace back to his planet. To hell with a princess, save the world. that is a thing literally right here on the back. But in fact, I will show you all. But anyways, yeah. To hell with a princess, save the world. So, this guy's actually fairly easy to beat. Anyways, complete over 70 challenging objectives with 9 monstrous non-linear worlds. You can fly in this. Explore vibrant days and chillingly dark nights with fiercer enemies and tougher puzzles. And lastly, revolutionary combo-based fighting system takes platform gaming to all new heights. Again, like I said, you have to collect the still beating hearts of wraiths. Wraiths being the evil creatures that you're trying to keep from invading your world. Alright. Now, again, I told you, final boss is a fuck-off spider. And something interesting about the end. The hero technically wins, but our protagonist is stuck in the world of in Yabu's world, fighting his evil armies and shit. Well, listen, it's just something weird. Vex gets trapped there and continues his murderous rampage of the wraiths. Yeah, just that's what the game tells you. Like, it's a good story, and it can get very creepy at parts. And then you also have all the enemies, like Shadow Wraith Hearts. When Shadow Wraiths descended upon Astara 700 years ago, yeah, their ravenous appetite for power drove them to devour the energy that fueled the Astani's amazing portal system. Now, nearly a millennium later, Vex can restore power to an incredible network of gates by returning the hearts of the fallen Shadow Wraiths to the portal's rift hub. Also, soul jars, collect enough of those, get a Wraith heart. Shards, collect enough of those, collect 100 of those, get a Wraith heart. Talon charge, juggle your enemies with these twists. Okay, that is something I never got to see. And then there are the 2 power-ups. The air suit, which was the wingsuit you ended up getting to see on the back of this. And the rock suit, which gives you magma vex, basically. Anyways, then you... This is also a game that goes on a life system. Yeah. But again, like on the back here, you have a day-night cycle and a way in which to manipulate that with sundials. However, unfortunately, some sundials are shit and are a pain in the ass to get done. Sundial portals. Certain hours of the day, these doorways reveal portals to enigmatic worlds. Check each sundial for marks hinting at when these doors will open. Shatter spheres, basically, it's your stereotypical hint box. World gates, your entry point into the level, and your exit point of the level to the world hub. Bounce pads, self-explanatory. Spirit stones gives you life points in case you're low. Okay, first, let's talk about puggles. They're the most adorable, and they're also annoying. They only take, like, typical 3-hit type thing. Alright. Well, it's also the fact that they are cute, and that makes them fucking evil to deal with. Then there's a Grimkin. The Grimkin, Making sure James isn't outside looking for a UFO. Whatever. Anyway, so, yeah. If you couldn't tell from that, Grimkins basically look like Cryptosporidium. Like, before Cryptosporidium existed. Grimkin looks like Crypto, except with claws and shorter legs. When you meet them, if you aren't creeped out by their appearance, you will find them funny, the way they just waddle about before charging at you with their arms kind of outstretched. They can be difficult to deal with if you have no idea what you're doing. But, moving on. Then there's skinks. S-K-I-N-X. Skinks. Those things are the flying buggers I was telling you about. And, here's an accurate description. These hooded pests have a habit of showing up in the worst locations. I shit you not, that is the most apt description of them. They hover until an enemy comes in range, and then use their swooping dive attack to knock you off track. The worst place to be during a skink's attack, right underneath them, is also the best place to be. Keep that in mind. No, it actually tells you to keep that in mind. Because, again, the whole uppercut thing. Anyways, shadow creeps. Shadow creeps are first encountered in a desert area, where they are kind of in the ground, stalking after you. Yabu's guard, bighorn demon thing with a giant fuck-off axe. Shadow minion, another fat demon thing with shorter horns, a sword, and a shield. Boulder Dasher, something I have yet to see in the game. Blast Bugs, that electrical one that ends up actually ends up electrifying you. Hoblet rods, which are the ones that make you slow down and have to. On their own, these critters seem pretty tame. After all, their only attack is defensive. They fire out a single energy beam that grabs onto you and forms sort of an electric leash. The problem is, this leash is kind of debilitating as it inhibits your movements and attacks to the tune of half speed. Anyways, Shriek. As the name implies, it screams. But only if it sees you. And when it sees you, it'll scream, paralyzing you for a moment. Doesn't do damage, but it paralyzes you. And summons enemies. And you thought it was bad before when you had to just deal with the bullshit of, you know, just having a spider boss as the final thing. Crunks. Crunks are basically, they basically look like the evolved form of Puggles. And are harder to get rid of. Phlegm blossoms. You know how like you get mucus in your throat, phlegm. So yeah, this thing just lobs a blob of acid goo at you. So yeah. So if you thought fauna was bad enough, even the plants are trying to kill your ass in this game. Anyways, there are also floppers and trenches. The one thing worse than a vicious little enemy is a vicious little enemy that attacks and then hides. You'll find these trenches burrowing underground and leaving mounds of dirt in their wake. They like to pop out right where you're standing and send you sailing up into the air, only to scurry back underground and escape your wrath. Oh, and here's the bad news. Trenches like to be where it is hot, as in, they are in fucking lava. Which, yes, that there is a lava section in this game. Obligatory lava section, yes. However, I don't remember if there is an ice section. No, wait, no, there is. Which, oh, you find one of these two down. Okay. So, goo beasts, think of it as a sentient slime with one eye on a pole. Think of it as a slug. It's a slug. Yeah, this is basically a slug with one eye though, goo beast. Now the hulks, which is in the obligatory ice thing where you have slippery floor. Hulks are basically just giant things that run at you to try to Hulk smash you. Then there's slips, which are basically giant snake things with three prongs around its head to try to pinch grab at you to do damage. But just like two others on this list, general beat 'em up. It's a general beat 'em up where you end up just smacking away. However, this one ends up having a combo system which allows you to go into sort of a rage mode, which allows you to kind of instant kill a couple enemies. But anyways, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Take care. Ooga booga. I'm gonna switch with the cameraman. Okay, I nearly forgot to include honorable mentions. Ooh, thank you me for going into the video because I'm doing all this shit by myself right now. Trust me, I should learn how to. I will thank my brother very deeply for putting up with my ass though and agreeing to help edit shit. Thank you very much. Number 4 is a 30-minute video. Whoa. Anyway, so I'm gonna probably just cut out the part where I'm listing most of the monsters and shit. Ooh. Anyway, so let's start with honorable mentions with Fear. Fear is a rather scary game we have for the Xbox 360. Next game in the honorable mentions would end up being Well, any of the Call of Duty games. Because, you want, sorry, any of the original Call of Duty games, like before Modern Warfare and Black Ops. You know, the gritty truth of war. There's also Sopranos, which, if you know the TV series, yeah, this game gets dark, very dark. But then again, not really. Again, this is more so a list of games that I like that have a dark atmosphere that is integral to the story. Like, it's honestly, if I mean, except for the aliens thing. The aliens thing was because why not? Halloween. Fuck you. Aliens are Halloweeny. I mean, there was a point in time which America was obsessed with alien movies and shit. So, yeah. But yeah, that's my honorable mentions then. Fear. The Call of Duty's original. And then there was Sopranos. So, thank you for being part of this video. I will link to my brother's channel. I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Booga booga booga.